It's a high drive center field. Beer leans back. This game is turned upside down. Pujols into the air. It's deep to left. Taylor's back at the wall. It's 700.
On fly ball. Deep left. There it goes. Soaring into history.
Fastball hit to left. It is long gone.
Hello and welcome to Swing for Context Baseball Podcast. It is episode 29. The World Series has come and gone. The Texas Rangers have done it. My young co-host here. Oh, okay. Aiden
Can't
is
read that, Aiden.
that's not
The
gonna.
smudge marks from the grease from your chicken express that you ate earlier is on the screen. We can't see that. Could you please
actually
read
did eat Chicken Express. I don't need Chicken Express anymore.
We're already off the rails. Noah is decked out in the baby blue Royal Texas hat, which I do like that look a whole lot. Which jersey are we rocking on the back?
Fudge.
I hate that font, man.
It's not my favorite. That's not my favorite.
Texas is so
but-
much better.
It's solid though.
The tweet. Let's get to our first talking point.
First order of business. We're gonna go. We tried to do the LCSs, but Aiden had to go to Golden Corral because they were having a deal on the buffet. So y'all want to talk about that for a little bit and how we beat Houston in their home stadium and how all the fans left before the seventh inning?
Yeah, we do that. I was gonna say we sing the Texas praises first and then go to the CS, but we can jump straight to the CS if you want.
Oh yeah, we can save that best for last. Ish.
Hey, now see, is that the all black hat that you were rocking with the other logo?
Yeah.
You're so cast in shadows; it's hard to see sometimes.
Yeah, there's not good lighting in here. I'm not gonna lie.
One day I'll buy you a lamp.
Get the flashlight on me.
So no, I assume that means you want to start in the ALCS.
I said a lot. I didn't.
All right, here I'll give you my take, and then I'll let you do your thing as a proud Rangers fan. My take on the Astros Rangers ALCS is that it is a total failure by Houston's part to build a postseason ready roster for a team like Texas. And if you remember, when we were doing kind of our CS predictions, my initial prediction, and I said, obviously I'm biased, whatnot, I'm going to say Astros in 6, which they had a chance to do if they could have just won a game at Minute Maid. They couldn't. But the other thing I said was the Rangers will win this series if they jump on Houston starting pitching early twice. And I think they did it 3 times, in my opinion. So I sent you guys a text after the second game, or during the second game, saying the Rangers are probably going to win this in 4. I didn't account for y'all also having issues at home. But yeah, it did not surprise me at all. Honestly, going into the playoffs, I was surprised the Astros were in a position to even make the CS. I did not like where we were as a team or how the pitching was set up and all that good stuff. So I'm happy that they made it, but I think it's a complete and utter failure on their part to match a roster that was built better in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas had holes, and you didn't expose them. And Texas has star power. Houston has star power. They kind of went back and forth. The guy that has ruined Astros games for me for the last 3 years has always been Adolis Garcia. And sure enough, when the coins were on the table, Adolis Garcia once again hits against the Astros very well. So I think it was just an utter failure by the Astros part, and that's not a success in my opinion.
I talked to Noah about it kind of. I think what makes me so excited about this was I really think this is the worst version of this Rangers roster we're going to get in terms of like what the future looks like. Because with all the pitching injuries we got, we had Robbie Grosswood starting games. Evan Carter, he didn't really hit lefties this year. He just came up. He's going to be a full-time guy next year. Could have Wyatt Langford coming up next year. The pitching, it'd be really hard for the pitching to be this injured again. I'm not going to say it isn't going to be this injured again, but it would be hard. This was arguably the second worst bullpen in MLB history. I mean,
easy on that. Now for a playoff team, yeah, for a playoff contending team, I think that's probably in the realm of possibility. But
they had like the second most blown saves to saves completed ever.
Right, and I think that's a closing issue, not necessarily a bullpen issue.
Okay. I mean, they can only really rely on 3 guys in the playoffs, which Josh Sborz basically accounted for 4 guys by himself.
Yeah, Sborz was unbelievable.
I mean, he was great. Insane. I don't know. I'm really excited for the future. Really need to change our batter's eye to something Houston can't see as well. Maybe change it to the Minute Maid's batter's eye.
Yeah, we'll take your guys' batter's eye, and y'all can have ours, and we'll just go from there.
I kind of made the joke because Ben Verlander, the guy that has a job because of his brother, he called it after the 5th game of the series. He was like talk about Minute Maid North, so it was kind of like Globe Life South.
Globe Life South.
So.
Yeah.
All right, Noah, let's hear it.
Well,
you've been like a caged animal for 2 weeks on this, so I can't wait.
First of all, I knew it all along. I really just gave Houston, when we made our predictions in the beginning of the season, I really just gave them that to give them some sort of confidence boost going into this season. We all know that their time is coming to an end. The rain, they were ready to rain this year, and they didn't whatsoever. Embarrassing team. It's embarrassing that you have a negative record at home.
Agreed.
But yeah, the real team in Texas finally stood up. From a broad standpoint, we technically own y'all. Pretty sure we have the more wins against y'all. I might be wrong. Somebody fact check me on that. And then we have a winning record against y'all in the playoffs. So we own y'all now.
There's a 4-3 deficit.
So yeah, I knew it would that the MLB would not let this go to be done in 4 or 5 or I predicted 6, but I knew it wasn't going to be over in 5 games. So I knew going into Game 6, which was a must-win for us, I knew we were going to win it because, who wants to watch a Astros-Phillies World Series rematch? Nobody. And if the Rangers and D-backs, let's be honest, not going to be viewed a lot, as we saw, because there's a lot of normies and all that bullcrap. But anyways, Houston sucks. It's the armpit of Texas. I'm happy that the red, white, and blue are raining again. I've waited since 6th grade, 7th grade. I was 12, now I'm 20. It's just been a wild ride. Houston sucks. But yeah, Adolis Garcia owns y'all. Y'all can boo him. Y'all can he's gonna be there at the end of the day. I will say this, though. I will give y'all one positive.
Hit me.
I was on Twitter the other day, and some Ranger fan said that Jordan is not one of the top 2 scariest batters to face in the league. And that's just a bunch of bullcrap. Every time Jordan came up to bat, I was shaking in my boots, piss running down my leg. Because, what's for real? Like, what was his OPS? What was his batting average? You could not pitch anywhere inside the strike zone, or it was going into the stands. It was ridiculous. I say he, in my opinion, I'm going to let my bias take over. He had the second best playoff performance this year. Behind who, Aiden?
I'd have Adolis and Corey at 1 and 2, to be honest.
Oh,
or actually, I'd have Sborz at like.
Dude, honestly, Sborz is a sneaky 2.
Yeah. But yeah, Houston.
Hold up. The most impressive thing to me in this entire postseason wasn't Adolis hitting 4 bombs in 2 games. It was Sborz striking out Jordan on 3 pitches and just like absolutely carving him up. Like it was nasty.
Yeah.
He threw like I think it was a backdoor curveball. Maybe he threw a front door one, I don't know, and then he threw 99 top right that Jordan just swung out of his shoes at. It was beautiful.
I would probably go Adolis, Spores, Jordan, Seager. Only because, and the reason I put Seager at 4, he came on late in the World Series, but in Baltimore he didn't really get a chance to do a whole lot because they just kind of pitched around him the whole time. The first 4 games against Houston, he didn't really do anything. He came on late in that series and then continued in the World Series. So I go him 4. But
Okay. So, just so we can stop talking about the second place team in the AL, let's talk about what Houston needs to do, what we want them to do, and just what do we think they will do. So I'll let Ramey take the reins on this right here.
Oh, hold up. I do want to say something.
Oh my
I did not like y'all trading for Verlander. Like I don't like what y'all gave up for him. Looking at it now again, like you make that, you really need to go through. Really praying you'll hire Osmus and not like really.
Oh, I have one more thing too.
I can't wait.
I apologize to all the people that won't be getting their money back on their mattresses this year. Yeah. So go to like Ivan Smith Furniture. Don't buy from Mattress Mac. Anyways, anymore at least, because y'all won't win another World Series. So, all right. Ramey, what do you think the Astros need to do? Isn't Bregman a free agent?
No.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to insert a clip of you throwing your hat and saying the Rangers are going to be the 3rd place team in like our September episode. And
yeah, I do.
Crying about.
I said they were a disappointment, but I rode with the Rangers.
I just want to insert all those clips.
Bull crap. Bull crap.
I just want to insert all those clips of.
Bull crap. No. Bull crap.
Crap out of me.
Crap. I might have been disappointed. I never ever gave up on my Rangers. I never gave up on.
I'm not saying you gave
up.
up.
The first thing you're.
If we want to start getting technical, I bought Aiden a ticket to go watch the game with Corey's Corner. And guess what he did? Bro, I don't even want to go watch him anymore.
I would have beat up Rangers Nation if I pulled up.
Sell the ticket.
No, you took your dad, and the first thing he said to me whenever I walked into the house was, "Oh yeah, I remember Noah took off his jersey when we were."
It was
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay, stop, guys. We gotta calm down. We gotta come back to reality.
It was hot in the air-conditioned stadium.
I didn't anticipate this was gonna become a major ordeal. I was just saying this is a small joke.
I defended Bruce Bochy all year while this guy questioned him. I defended John Spores and his 5.65 ERA because I knew he had it in him.
We can all agree Bruce Bochy had questionable decisions this year.
No, never questioned. He was seeing what would work for the playoffs, and it worked.
It did.
Okay. Personally, real quick on Bochy, because I had this as a question that I wanted to ask. In our generation, is Bruce Bochy a Mount Rushmore manager?
Yes.
Noah?
I mean, no question.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know who he was before we hired him, but yes.
That's
wild. To me,
wild.
is a yes all the way. Like, I think this cements it, but yeah, I had him as a yeah.
Personally, I think he's one of the top 4 managers of all time.
He might be. Honestly, he could be.
He took the Padres to the World Series, and the Padres were terrible. Let's get this straight. Bruce Bochy, this is the best roster he's ever had, this Texas team. Like, he is known for taking bad rosters as far as they can go. The Giants, when they moved to San Francisco, they were a terrible organization until he got there and he went out and basically when in San Francisco, they were not a good organization.
They made the 2002 World Series.
Yeah, idiot.
Okay, just because you make a World Series doesn't mean you're a good organization. Were the Rangers a good organization before this year? I mean, does this even make, like, were we? Because I wouldn't have put us at a good organization. I'd have put us at one of the bottom tiers.
I loaded question, but I think obviously the Giants' success for a long time was because of Barry Bonds. And when they didn't have him and Jeff Kent, they were kind of trash. So I get what you're saying. I do. But, like, the teams he had in San Francisco were pretty freaking good teams.
Yeah, idiot.
In my opinion. Like, I know Mad Bum has, like, a bad taste in everybody's mouth now, but, like, Mad Bum in 2014 was legit.
Yeah, Mad Bum was really good.
Buster Posey, legit. Like, they
100
have
pence.
100 pence, pretty legit. At that time, yeah, pretty legit.
Brandon Belt, legit. I don't know.
Anyway, I do think Bochy's on there, and I think he could be all time. I haven't dug into the numbers that big. But no, you asked me about the Astros.
Yeah,
and like my wish list going forward.
Mm-hmm.
First is hire a manager with playoff experience.
Osmus.
I don't want that. I really don't want that. I want
guys, no. Here's what I'm going to interrupt you one more time and let you talk. Y'all need to send Maldonado into retirement and hire him as y'all's manager. All right.
Listen, Maldonado wants to like be a spring training coach and like work in the minor leagues and work his way up as a coach. I'm kind of for that, but not as a manager. Not right
he's
away.
Trash. All
right. I want a backup catcher so that Yainer Diaz can be the guy. My wish list does contain a left-handed bat, whether that's a bench bat or a platoon bat. We need a left-handed bat somewhere.
Imagine they get Mitch Garver.
I swear to God.
I need at least one starting pitcher, ideally two. They don't have to. I don't need a top of the line starting pitcher, but I need like a mid-rotation, at least one mid-rotation starter.
I'm not getting Garcia and McCullers back to start of the year.
Not start. McCullers didn't have his flexor surgery until June, so he'll be out until probably May, June. Garcia.
He'll probably get hurt.
Garcia made 8 starts, I think, in the regular season, so his surgery wasn't before the season started. Huh?
What'd he get?
Tommy John.
Oh.
So, yeah, McCullers and Garcia are out for they won't be back for spring training or anything. So at least one there. I'd like to see 2. And then you lose 3 relievers to free agency, so you need to refill that bullpen a little bit with at least 2 to 3 reliever arms. So I need at least 4 pitchers, I think, this free agency, a left-handed bat and a backup catcher. What I would really like to see is make a play on like a Sonny Gray, or with a guy like Erod opted out, maybe an Erod but he's an East Coast guy. He wants to be on the East Coast, so I think Texas is out of the equation on that. Nola's out there, Gray's out there, Monty's out there, Erod, Stroman's out there. So there's a lot of pitchers on the market, but I would like to see at least one mid-rotation, top rotation starting pitcher. Oh, and I want Dana and Jeff Bagwell I want Jeff Bagwell and Crane to get out of Dana's way and let Dana cook. Like, just let Dana cook. You hired him to be the GM, let him GM.
Exactly.
That relationship does worry me going into the future a little bit.
Okay. Aiden, do you have anything on the armpit of Texas?
Nah.
See, I always call Texarkana the armpit of Texas. It's like actually like on like the northern part, and it's actually on a corner.
Right, y'all can be the groin of Texas, but not in a good way.
The smelly groin.
Imagine it. That was groin. That's what y'all are.
Aiden, you have barnacles on yours, bro. Shut up. All right. Anyways.
What's on the Phillies? Let's go to the Phillies.
Is there anything to talk about the Phillies? I'm kind of sick of the Phillies right now.
Too.
I'm sick of, I've seen so many. The Phillies would have beaten this. It's just not. It's not enjoyable. I didn't like the whole. It's the least. Who cares if it's the least watched World Series? Why are we judging? Why are we judging sports on how many people watch them?
Because I'll tell you why. Because everyone wants to have a piece of this pie, and if it's not their team winning or having success, they want to just find a way to bash the other team winning and having success.
Exactly. And like they say that I saw Astros fans like, oh, you only had 700,000. Who cares? It's Arlington, man. That was more than double the population.
Right.
Like we had people in houses. If there was a million, there would have been a riot. Like it would have been bad. It was pretty rough.
Listen, after going to one of the Houston parades, I can tell you that when it's that crowded in a downtown area, it's overrated. It's not that much fun. So,
but like the Phillies, it's all this. If there is no if, y'all lost to the Diamondbacks. Y'all had 2 games at home, just like no offense, just like the Astros.
Just like the Astros did.
And y'all lost to an inferior team. Like the D-backs were inferior, but they came out and they played to themselves. Their star players didn't fold. Like Bryce Harper, we talked about him as one of the scariest postseason hitters. He folded those last 2 games. Castellanos didn't do anything. Trey Turner didn't do anything. Like it's embarrassing to lose like that and then still come out and be, well, we would have won the World Series if we got there. You didn't get there.
Right. And the thing is, you beat the Braves. Congratulations. You have stars throughout your rotation, throughout your lineup. Your bullpen was bolstered. But at the end of the day, like, you get to the dance is like part of the whole reason of the season. But now the expanded playoffs, like, whoever gets hot at the right time, like, they're going to run. And the Rangers were hot, and the Diamondbacks got hot.
Playoffs should be.
And it's so, like, take it or leave it. Like, the Phillies had a really good team on paper, yeah, but you don't win the game on paper. And so you just lost, and you have to accept that. Same with Astros fans. The Astros fans that are, like, cringe on social media and whatnot, like
Michael Schwab.
Yeah.
Everything that Phillies made fun of Braves fans for saying after they lost, they said the exact same things after they lost to the Diamondbacks. Like, it's just, I rooted for the Phillies last year because I thought they were cool. Their fans just ruin it. It's so easy for them to ruin it, and they do.
That's what happens.
I made the joke that a Philly World Series win would be pretty cool just because they'd burn the city down and we wouldn't have to, like, hear from their people for a bit.
It's kind of like next year, the Texas Rangers fans are going to be a little insufferable because you're coming off a win. And
there was something insufferable this year, man.
So that's what happens in sports. You just have to be ready for it in this day and age. And the keyboard warriors are out in force. But yeah, the Phillies have a good team. They got most of their guys coming back. I think they need to go find an actual closer. They had a bunch of high leverage guys, but not a true closer, I think, this year. And that kind of hurt them, I think, in the playoffs. But
Craig Kimbrell wasn't good, but he got a lot of hate for an outside fastball that Alec Thomas somehow pulled into the pool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he did that. He was getting so much hate for it. I don't know. Tommy Pham, did you see his tweet after Mike Maddox supposedly said, "Attaboy, you don't know that word"?
No.
He tweeted down, like he writ that down, like he tweeted that under it.
Yeah.
And then they lost the next 3 games. So.
Oh, I froze. Sorry, what'd you say?
Listen, sometimes you talk trash and it comes back and bites you a little bit. Martin Maldonado, Exhibit A.
What a job by Chris Young. Like, go out, get your guys early. You convince them to come to an organization that lost 100-something games. They lose 94 games with the first 2 acquisitions you make. Then you go out and you spend more money. And I always love when people will say, "Oh, y'all spent half a bill." Problem? What is the problem with spending money?
Listen, it's not just Chris Young. You gotta say thank you to that ownership too for giving him the ability to do that. Because
shout out Ray Davis.
Like shout out the scouting department that got Josh Young. Shout out the scouting department that got Evan Carter. I mean, that guy was looking to go undrafted that year, going to Duke, gets drafted in the 2nd round, and played 17 games in the postseason, got on base all 17, hit the most doubles ever in a postseason. Like,
while only starting against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Really good.
I love that when the guys went down, when Jacob deGrom went down, when Nathan Eovaldi was out for multiple months, they went out and got 2 pitchers.
Yep.
They tried to bolster the bullpen. It didn't work out as best as they thought it would, But Chapman was scary. Chapman did his thing in the playoffs. I mean, seven and a third, 2 runs only given up. Like that's good. Stratton, he was able to eat some relief innings for us. Give us a chance to save our bullpen. Monty was shut down until
Monty was the X factor.
One game against the Orioles, and there was that one game against the Diamondbacks, and he was getting really just they had him that game, and it's all right. Evaldi came back. It was looking at the end of the regular season like we were kind of screwed in that department. Like his arm was just gone, and then he gets into the big moments and decides that he's 2018 Nate all over again.
He was 2018 Nate, that one.
It was just amazing. Like watching him go out there, game 5 of the World Series, have a leadoff guy get on base basically every inning, guys in running or in scoring position every inning, and just get out of it all unharmed. It's so nice. There's nothing better, in my opinion, than seeing like a big moment strikeout or ground out and seeing the catcher and the pitcher both just give out like a yell as they pump their fist. Like I love that. It just gets my adrenaline going, man. It's a beautiful postseason.
Do you want me to go or do you want to go?
I'll go.
Right.
I mean, we did the dang thing, but we went out there, man. I knew we were gonna beat Arizona. Houston, you suck. We're not even talking about Houston anymore.
Man, you love to talk about Houston.
Yeah, I hate them so much. It was a beautiful sight. I've never actually sat down and watched one of my teams win a championship. So it was really cool to see. It's something I'll never forget. Just everything was just like a well-oiled machine. Sometimes it broke down at some points, but we went to AutoZone, we got the right parts, and then we got it up and running again, and at the right time too. So, it was just in general, it was a fun baseball season this year, and it was a really fun postseason too. Even though some people might think opposite because the viewership was down, but anyways, so. Yeah.
All right, I'll try to tie in the other side of things. So we talked about Bochy, we talked about sports kind of being underappreciated, I think, in this postseason. A while back, I mentioned that, the thing that the Rangers, I think, did really right was if you're going to spend money, make sure you spend money on guys up the middle. And so, when they dropped $500 million on contracts for Marcus and Seager, at the time it's like, okay, well we're committing to this and we're going all in, but they signed stars that have a proven track record up the middle. Smart decision. Center field was a little questionable the last couple years and whatnot, and Leote plays really good defense. He had some clutch moments down the stretch. Really good it's like a sneaky good little playoff run for him too. Some really big moments. That home run he hit in game 2, I think, of the ALCS, to kind of like put the dagger in the heart for that one. Like that was huge. And obviously the money that they spent on the rotation this past free agency, they spent money again up the middle. And so I wrote on here, GMs and owners take notes. Like, it's okay to spend money. It's okay to go sign stars, especially you guys that are not in small markets. The Metroplex is a major market if you allow it to be. And so, obviously, over the last kind of a decade, there was some momentum in 16, 17, whatnot. But for the better part of this last decade, it's been kind of a rough scene in Arlington for the Rangers. And they embraced what they could be, I think, these last 2 years and really went for it, which you got to tip your cap. They built it right. You made good draft picks for a few years. You go sign stars, and when your draft picks are ready to come play ball, you equip them around with veterans who have been there, done that. That's what they did. At the All-Star break, right at the start of the year, I said, the first goal was to get back to 500. right? Well, smash that, right? We at the All-Star break, we were over 500, okay? I said at the trade deadline, goal 2 is to improve your team. Well, you go out and get 2 pitchers, one who has a playoff pedigree, one who's been in high leverage starting moments. Fix your bullpen up a little bit with Chapman. It was kind of a duct tape fix and not really like an actual fix, but it helped down the stretch. I have fireworks going off behind me apparently now over on, I don't know what I did.
You were in Houston. Those are gunshots, dog.
No, they were on the recording. They were on the recording on my screen.
It's when you do the double thumbs up.
So stupid, man. Oh my god.
And then after the trade deadline, goal 4 was to not fade down the stretch. Obviously, that kind of happened. And so the stretch, I think, especially the 2 of you y'all were kind of on life alert for a little bit, but we've already talked about that. But you got into the dance, you limped your way in, but you had that cold streak, I think, in September to go hot in October, and then the rest is history. So I think it was a well-designed plan. I think the ownership deserves a lot of credit. Chris Young deserves a lot of credit. Bochy deserves a lot of credit. I think the fact that you can write in Marcus Simeon's name for 162 games and then every game this postseason, I think that as your captain, the fact that you're not going to not write his name in unless he's injured or unless he tells you he needs to come out is a big deal. That's something that frustrated me with Houston a little bit this year, was that we were just not playing our A+ lineup very often. I don't know that we played our A+ lineup really in the playoffs all that often, which was really frustrating in my opinion.
It's really hard for your best hitting catcher to get going whenever he comes in for pitching opportunities.
Only for a whole month.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, from a defensive side, metric speaking, was way better graded out than the other guy too, but we're not talking about them. So
Go check the group chat real quick.
Again, y'all keep bringing Houston up, not me. So yeah, I think this is a tip of the cap. They exceeded expectations. There were some questionable moments in time, but it's a well-built roster. It's a well-built plan. And as a Astros fan for my entire life, I can honestly say that the Rangers deserved to win the championship in the American League, and they deserved to win the World Series based on what they had. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
And I'm probably the only one who would honestly say that. But I think logically it's correct. Like, think about it logically, look at it logically, it makes a lot of sense. My hot take is that Adolis Garcia's tweet was underappreciated.
What did he say? What did he say? I never saw
Basically,
it.
it was after the World Series. It was, "Are y'all awake yet?" with the eyeballs looking out. Like, I thought that was a way better of a troll job, because like Martin and Adolis like actually had a little bit of history and whatnot, and it was something that was more of a narrative towards the Rangers with the Astros and whatnot. The Seager hot mic, like, the narrative was never, well, the Rangers, what if they don't win the World Series? Like, the fact that they were getting to the World Series was like a really good accomplishment, whatnot. And so to me, it loses points because the narrative was never that, where the narrative was the entire year where the Astros don't win.
You have to remember that he was a part of the 2017 Dodgers.
Oh, get that out of here.
No,
Stop.
Yeah, hey, just to bring it back up, a lot of people hate y'all. A lot of players still to this day hate y'all.
They really don't.
That's why Corey Seager came to the Rangers. That's
the only reason why.
The only reason he came was to beat Houston. I stop. That's not why he mic dropped. It was a funny line, don't get me wrong, but I think Adolis's "Are y'all awake yet?" was a better Astros troll than the, well, I guess we'll never know. But that's my hot take.
He did it because Bregman did it.
He did it because Bregman did it. And, Juan Soto carried the bat around first base because Bregman did it. And, like, You know, there's a lot of people that are following Houston on the trash talk game, but it is what it
I
is.
just can't believe there's 2 rings in the state of Texas now. 2 championships.
Yeah, there's 2 in Houston. It's crazy.
Uh,
There's 1 in South Oklahoma and 2 in Houston. It's wild.
It's a lot of talk coming from the third best team in the MLB this year.
You want me to put my 5 rings for the championships and the World Series on real quick?
Did the Astros beat the Phillies in the K County World Series?
They did, actually.
They are the third best team. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
They did.
I did. That was the best
That was pretty funny.
hit off of the year.
I think it was Game 6, so it was good.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the ring stock. Someone the other day was like, "You want me to punch you with both my rings?" And I was like, "What do you mean my rings? You were not on the team." It was great.
One thing I will say for you guys is, as soon as Sports Illustrated drops their World Series cover, make sure you get one, because if you can get that sucker signed by Seager or something like that, it's a good investment. I've got my Illustrated signed by Springer on the cover. It's pretty awesome.
Wait, it's already signed, or?
Well, I bought it and then I got it signed.
Okay.
I still need to get a Dallas Morning News one. I think they have like 3 different ones, but I still need to get one and frame it.
I've got the one from last year with Altuve on the cover, but I haven't got it signed yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Yeah.
Is what it is. All right, little free agency talk real quick, and then we close this thing out.
Sure.
All right, what is the Rangers wish list? Realistic, not just we're going to sign everybody and blah blah blah. No one has a chance. Give me the realistic free agency outlook for the Rangers. What do they need in your guys' opinion?
Okay, I'll go first. So I'm not going to say Otani's in the realistic one, but we have been listed.
I think it's definitely on the bottom of the realistic options.
From what I've heard, or from what I've seen, like, the Rangers thought they were getting him whenever the Angels had him. And apparently they went aggressive for him this trade deadline. So I wouldn't be surprised if they aggressively go after him in free agency, like hard, because we know this team wants to spend. But realistically, I'm thinking probably Hader. Like, I really think Hader's probably the top guy they go after. I'm trying to think. I think they'll go after a middling starting pitcher. Maybe like, I want them to go after Bauer, to be honest, but I don't know if they do that. I don't think we get Jordan Montgomery back, which really sucks, because love Gumby. I think he's going to go somewhere and make some big bank. Trying to think. Hader.
I mean, positionally wise, there's not a whole lot of positional spots, right?
There really isn't. There's not. Especially, I don't think they're going to re-sign Garver, so they could be in play for like a Jan Gomes or something if they need a backup catcher, unless they're going to bring up Sam Huff. I don't know if that's going to happen. Re-sign Austin Hedges just for the fun of it. Let him be the cheerleader again. Trying to think. Maybe, I don't know, maybe steal a Astros reliever that's going into free agency. Something. I really haven't looked into it too far, other than like the top names.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's obviously the dream guys like Yoshi Yamamoto.
So you're saying a potential DH, a backup catcher if you don't bring Sam Huff, and a 3-4 kind of starting pitcher.
Yeah, and then what was it? There's always the Kershaw talk. He's either signing with the Dodgers, signing with the Rangers, or he's retiring.
Well, he just had surgery, right?
I don't know if he's going to even get signed until later in the year, because he's not going to be able to pitch until the summer. So that's, I don't know.
Noah?
Man, look, you got to bring up Sam Huff this year. It's time. Stop letting him rot away in AAA. I think he has a lot of hidden talent. Not hidden. I think he has a lot of talent that needs to be, like, put into play.
Yes.
Mitch Garber, I think he's gone, obviously.
I've heard people say he loves it here, so who knows?
Everyone loves it there when you win a World Series ring.
I just don't. It's before the World Series. Everyone was like, he's a New Mexico native, but he loves it in Texas. I just don't know if they're gonna want to pay him what he wants. which they are getting off. Will Smith's $13 million. They're getting off that. They're getting off Martin Perez's 19. They're getting off a bunch of. I can see Noah playing the show in his glasses.
Yeah.
Yep.
He struck out. He sucks, bro.
I'm actually up 3-0, and I'm throwing a no hitter right now in the bottom of the 6th. So how about you hop off? I really think Jordan Montgomery needs to be priority number 1. If you know DeGrom's gonna be iffy, because God knows he just gets freaking injured every year. Max Scherzer, he's getting old. Well, he is old.
And has had some injury issues.
Yes. Like y'all said, positional players. Evan Carter's got it locked down. Adolis has it locked down. And I think we see Wyatt Langford up in a couple of years, if not next year, in like the summer. I just say, yeah, go get Hader. I think that's a given. I think we're gonna go get Hader. Go get some relief pitching to help out. Maybe another starter or two, but I don't know.
I want to see what they do this trade deadline. You got a lot of guys you're gonna need to start, like Foscue.
We have so much like trade capital. It's actually ridiculous.
I really want them to trade Duran because he's not able to play here.
That's where, like Houston, to me, they have to be willing to go do something this free agency because there is no trade capital. So, like, you have to commit to doing it now.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the Rangers definitely need to go get a closer, and then I would say, a number 4 kind of starter.
We got a closer. What are you talking about?
I would
ball sport, baby.
Spores is the 2-inning. He's the 7th, 8th guy by himself. He's the stopper.
I'd love Jose Leclerc in the 8th inning, Hader in the 9th, and then Spores 7th or 6th and 7th if he needs to.
Yep.
Especially because he can pick up runners. He's so good with runners on base, inherited runners.
All right, I'm gonna go through about 18 guys or so, 20 guys.
Gosh dang, Ramey.
And you just rapid fire where they go. Okay. Yamamoto.
Mets.
The Saudi Arabia Lions.
Young Hoo Lee.
What? What did you just say?
Young Hoo Lee.
You know what position do you play?
All.
I'm doing it first. Detroit Tigers.
Perfect.
Pirates.
Snell.
Like Snell.
Dodgers.
I don't know. Maybe he resigns with Padres.
Bellinger.
Rangers.
Yankees.
He's gonna either be a Yankee or like a man. I don't even know. Next.
You know, Blake Snell, Cardinals. Switch that to Cardinals for me.
I like that. Aaron Nola.
Cardinals.
Astros.
Ooh. Josh Hader.
Rangers.
Sonny Gray.
Astros.
Oh, that I would be so happy about that. Monty.
Mets.
Man.
But I want to say Rangers, but Mets.
I think he wants to go back to the Cardinals.
Chapman. Matt Chapman.
Matt Chapman.
Yankees.
Shanghai. he's not. I hate Matt Chapman, man.
Jorge Soler opted out.
Braves.
Oh, going back to the Braves.
That'd be smart. And they just got rid of Eddie Rosario. He's due.
Erod.
Mets.
I like that one, honestly. Gurriel Jr.
Diamondbacks.
Aiden's favorite, Reese Hoskins.
Oh. I hope he goes back to the Phillies.
Reese Hoskins,
I
first
don't think the
base,
Phillies
right?
have a spot for him, honestly.
I can see the Cubs, though.
Yeah.
Lucas Giolito.
Yankees.
Go back to the
That
Guardians.
seems like a Yankees move. And last but not least, we'll end on Marcus Stroman.
I forgot about him.
Opted out.
Yep, he goes back to Chi City.
I think It depends on if they want to pay him, and I don't know if they do.
What if he
I'm gonna
goes?
say Chicago.
What
I'm
if
gonna say
Houston
Chicago.
gets Aaron Nola, Sonny Gray, and Marcus Stroman?
That might be a little too much. I mean, I would take 2 out of the 3 though for sure. That'd be awesome. I'd take one of those guys.
I want Marcus Stroman. Give me Marcus Stroman and Shohei and call it an offseason.
And then last but not least, Ohtani. Where's he going?
He's not going to the
Rangers or
Giants.
Dodgers.
Let's be
Rangers or
real.
Dodgers.
He's not going to the Giants. He's just saying that to, like, nobody wants to go to that needle-ridden city, okay?
Rangers or Dodgers, man.
Yeah, it's Rangers or Dodgers. I think more Dodgers than Rangers, but you never know.
He's going to end up being the Mariners.
Seattle?
He's going to go to the Mariners to help them win their 88 games, get into their 88 win goal. I don't know. Maybe he likes the Giants uniform because he could look like this. I love this picture.
I don't even know what's happening on this
It's
picture.
Corey Seager's in Barry Bonds' body when he was like undoing his gloves after the home run.
Oh. All right. Anything to add? Last final thoughts.
Well, guys, since baseball season is ending, we are not going to be covering softball, professional softball. No, I'm kidding. It was a fun season. It was a really fun season. This is a lot of fun. Just not even the Rangers winning. I mean, going back to the WBC, I think it's the first time I've actually, really just in a long time sat down and enjoyed just the game of baseball. So it was a fun season.
Fun 2023. Good times.
Yeah.
Tune in every 2 weeks. We'll react to free agency news.
If I can get these 2 guys on camera on a reasonable time.
Thank you.
Thank you, fans.
All 8 of you.
Hey,